Hey, Suzanne, what's up, girl? What's up, Billy? How are you doing? Happy Wednesday. Yesterday I thought it was Monday, so whatever. We're making a tool handle today. Hey, Bobby, what's happening? If you guys can think of anything to make with those deer antlers, I would be up for making something with that. So while we're making this tool handle, think of that for me. Whatever, whatever. Yeah, Bobby, I've made one, but my problem is to get the hollowed out portion even. So I'm still working on trying to master that. Eric, what's up, buddy? Appreciate that, man. Bill Clancy, what's happening? Well, have fun with that carving, Bill. is not going. The cool thing about making these handles, you can make it to fit your hand. I'm 6'3" and I have pretty big hands, so this is just a piece of solid maple. Here's my sponsor for today's video, turningblanks.net. He sent me this wood and all that wood there, so he didn't send me the deer antler. I'm looking for ideas, though. What can I make with that deer antler on the lathe? Thanks, Suzanne. So what we're going to do, we're going to round this a little bit more to get it to where we like it. And then we're going to drill a hole. But we're going to have to bring up that steady rest and mount it. Thank you, BM Wood. That's a nice steady rest. Yeah, I'm looking for ideas for the deer antler, guys. What do you think about some, ceiling fan handles that you can pull down? I don't know. I'm thinking too, I'm like, I don't know. We're going to go ahead and get the steady rest in here real quick so we can reduce vibration and get it mounted. Let's see. If you don't have a steady rest, if you're turning long spindles, man, they work so well. Let's get this out of there. Pivot this around. Now we can tighten it. Well, we need to go back further than that. There we go. Bring everything up to touch the workpiece. Now that should help keep it a little straighter. Ooh, Greg. Knife handles. You know what? Heck yes. Great pearls for pool sticks. Bill, I used to play a lot of pool in my 20s. And I played pool league in my early 40s, but that was like, 12, 13 years ago. But I've got a Sean STL 17. Earrings would be cool. Well, good for you, Victor. Go troll someone else. All right, let's switch to my smaller tool rest. I like the knife handle, though. That's a great idea. I've never made a knife out of, Let's keep thinking about that. Let's finish shaping this to where we like it. I think I'm going to bust out the skew to kind of smooth that over a little bit. Oh, Farrell. Okay. Hey, Alan. How you doing, buddy? Alan, how's your sciatica doing? I haven't heard from you in a while. Last time I talked to you, it was bugging you. I'm just getting over an Achilles heel issue. It's still a little wavy. I'm sorry to hear that, Alan. What's SVT? Oh, I'm sorry, Alan. So this is the copper ferrule we're going to use. So we're going to turn this down to this inside diameter. Let me grab some measuring tools. That should be really close. Hey Juan, how's it going? Let's see how we did. Suzanne, what's your webinar about? There's our brass ferrule. Okay, we're still a little too large. All right, that's just got a little slop, but we're going to set it in there with epoxy, so we're fine. Government grant. Yeah, that does sound boring. But hey, that's why you get paid the big bucks, right? So here is, this is the rasp we're making this handle for. So we want it to be, we're going to go ahead and part this off. And, well, I'm going to go ahead and drill the hole, the initial hole. So let me grab a drill bit. Let's change out this. Well, I don't see my tool to loosen up the chuck. Let me look. I'm digging around here. You guys work with the lathe, you know you build up dust and it hides stuff very easily. I don't see it. You know, maybe we should try it by hand. Let me look. Man, I don't know where those things went. Let me go try it by my drill press. Appreciate you guys sticking around with me. Let's just try it by hand. I think we're gonna take this. Dang, I wish I could find that. Ça va bien. I think that means I'm doing good. How are you? I know a little bit of Spanish, not a lot of French, but they're Latin based. So a lot of times, if you know one of them, you can maybe decipher a little bit of the others. Let's try this again. Cool, Alan. That'll be fun. I haven't made any in a while. I need to get a mandrel saver. Let's part this off on the end, and then we'll sand it real quick. I got to get a respirator on. That's awesome, Alan. Bobby, I have not, but I'm actually wanting to start. So let's move over. Let's grab let's head this way. Yeah, Bobby, I've got all the equipment for it. Let me show you. I need to make a sled, but I've got a buddy that 3D printed me all these wedge setup blocks. I just haven't done it. So let's see if this works. So right now, so this is solid maple. Here's the small part, so we need a little bit bigger hole. But this is going to be easily split, so before I drill it, I'm going to support it with that ferrule. And, oh, that's a little big, but I'm okay. For what we're doing, this is just for me. If I was selling this to somebody, I'd make the ferrule, I'd make this a little deeper. But we're going to drill it out just a little more. I bet they are, Bobby. I've got a buddy that makes them. They're gorgeous. We're just looking for something for this. That's close, but not quite. I guess we're going to have to go to this big dude just to get that edge. Yeah, I think so. Let's see what we do. And you know, the good thing, if you mess up, not a big deal. You can always go make it again. Let's see if it seats. That's not bad. Look, that's great. Cool. So that's what we want. So I'm going to sand this after the live. So let's get some 5-minute epoxy. That's actually nice, a nice tight fit. That's awesome. So let's get some epoxy out real quick. I've just been getting this stuff at Harbor Freight. Works out pretty well. Carrie, how are you doing? Happy New Year. We just made a solid maple handle for this rasp. We're about to epoxy it in. And Carrie, let me show you guys something. I need ideas on what to make with this Antler. I've got another full set. Someone mentioned a knife, and I'm down for that. If you guys want to see a knife, you want to try to make one today? I don't know. But I'm looking for other ideas too. A knife is a little more complicated. Do you have anything I could make on the lathe? What do you think? So I'm looking for ideas, Carrie. I buy these popsicle sticks at Dollar Tree. I use them for spacers and stirring finish. They're really handy. If you haven't seen, I've got a video on 5 or 10 things I buy from Dollar Tree. Comes in really handy. I like to wear eye protection anytime I'm using super glue or epoxy. So a knife handle, I might have to. A pin might be cool with it too. So let me grab some eye protection. You know how it goes. You have it all over the shop until you need it. There's the little stopper. Now, this looks like you just break them off. Or maybe just snip them off. I don't know for sure. Let's see. Those are round, so I'm going to say no. Oh, no. One's square. Okay. Snip these dudes off. There we go. Let's get a little down there. It's a 1-to-1 mixture. There you go. Come on, you coming or what? This other one isn't coming out. Come on, dude. That's a little irritating. There it goes. Okay. It's playing catch up. There we go. Hopefully that sets up. We'll get all the goodness down there. That's probably enough. So knife handle or pins? Huh, that's kind of cool, Carrie. Haven't done anything with Antler before that I can recall. My son, he's an Eagle Scout. He just did his Eagle ceremony this week, but they have this thing called Trappers Rendezvous where they camp in Kansas in January every year. And it's based on when trappers in the 17 and 1800s would meet. And they would trade, tell stories, and barter. So he traded for a set and a half of antlers. So, of course, he doesn't want them. So Dad's got to find something to do with them. So I thought something in the wood shop would be cool. We're gonna put some down the hole. Oops! Don't get over there, dude. Come on. Want some on the outside too. You know why we're watching this? Where are you guys watching from? I'm in the United States, in Oklahoma, which is Central America. I mean Central United States, not Central America. Put that around. And we'll clean all that up too. Better have good ventilation when turning bone. Billy, I've heard that. I've heard the smell is horrible. All right. That looks good. Now, let's clean that up a little bit. And then we'll move on to a second project. Just haven't fully decided what that second project is going to be. But yeah, we'll finish on this handle too real quick. Actually, I'm going to do finish off camera. I think we're good. That's going to set up just fine. Hey, Rumple. Rumple, we did a tool handle for a rasp. Carrie lived in L.A. Nice, Carrie. I've never been to California. We're talking about doing flying in, renting a Sprinter van with a camper setup, and making a 2-state trip. I don't know. We'll see. Man, come on, dude. Throwing stuff, dropping stuff. Got it all full of epoxy. Come on. Oh, duh. That's why I'm doing the wrong way, I think. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Sure, we're going to say that's it. So, yeah, I mean, last year, in 2024, my wife and I took our youngest to Arizona, so we did the Grand Canyon, and then we went to Utah for Zion National Park. Such a beautiful place. I think Zion. We stayed 2 nights in Zion. We liked it better than the Grand Canyon. Man, I got something wrong here. Level that up a little bit. There it goes. There it goes. That should be it. All right. What do we want to do? Moab would be cool. I think, is Moab on the western part of Colorado and the eastern part of Utah? I think we talked about doing Moab. Here's the wand we made yesterday. I think Dan with Elegant Woodcraft's gonna. I told him I'd give it to him if he pays shipping, like $10 shipping. So cool little wand, kind of fun. Okay, so I thought that's where Moab was. Well, let's see, y'all. Should we try a piece of that antler? Yeah, that's what I was going for. Let's chop off some of this antler. Let's see what it smells like. Now, the good news is my nose doesn't work real well, so I've got logs in the way and wood in the way. Denali. Now, where is that, Billy? Where's Denali? Sounds like Colorado. You know what? That's just not very round, y'all. Oh, that's Alaska. Okay, I bet that's pretty. Let's see. Man, I'm kind of digging this as a knife handle. Like, I'm cutting it off right there. I think we're gonna do a knife. I think I kind of like it as a knife handle. It kind of feels good right there, and that could be your protection, like if you were cutting something, and you could spike it if this is a self-defense device. I don't know, guys. How would I make this a knife? Hey, Emma, how's it going? Don't know if we're gonna try to make a knife out of this or not. Let's think about it. Let me grab a blade. This has actually been on my mind for a while, so we might sleep on it, Carrie. I don't know. Let's make something else. Hey, Larry, what's happening? You guys want to make a bowl? Or do you want to make some spinning tops? What do you guys want to make? Brian, how are you doing, buddy? So we can do some spinning tops, or you know, Carrie, I've got a pretty good idea. Let's go with it. Let's make a knife. Why not? So let me show you what I do when I change planer blades. I like to save them. So I have all these containers of used planer blades. And I don't like throwing away good steel. Now, one of my videos I made last year, I made this push knife, draw knife on the lathe using one of these. So you could see the steel in there for a push knife or draw knife. Didn't work too well. I think it didn't have a good place for the chips to go. So, but it was a fun project, and I did recycle these. So let's think about this. So, here's a planer blade. This is an old reclaimed one. They already have holes, so you already have screw holes, right? So, let's say right there would be great. Let me grab a marker. Something like that. So this would be the blade. This would be where the screw holes go. Let's do it. Why not? Let's go! Never made one before, so bear with me. Let me grab my marker. Now look, that might be pretty cool. And it's, I don't know. You know what? Who cares? If we mess up, it's YouTube. We can make it again, right? I have extra bone. Let's say right there is where we're going to cut it. Now, I have no idea what I'm doing, so. But let's try it. I'm always up for a challenge. And I like entertaining you guys. So let's try it. Let me grab some clamps. Appreciate you, Rumple. Appreciate everybody hanging out with me. Let me grab some clamps. The one thing that always makes me nervous is sparks in the wood shop. So we're going to cover up. I just covered up a lot of my wood dust there. We'll see. All right, we're going to try it, man. Hit that like button for me, guys. I'm going to put on some ear protection and grab the grinder. Well, where'd it go? There it is. Hmm. Hey, what's up, Manly? Hmm. 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 Uh-huh. Luckily, my nose doesn't work. Please hit that like button for me, guys. Fingers crossed. When you're messing with stuff like this, I would recommend Kevlar gloves. I bought these 6 or 7 years ago. I cut myself, didn't even know it, on a draw knife. So when I was in the emergency room, I bought a pair of these. Anytime I change planer blades or if I'm sharpening my hand tools that have big blades, I'll use these. And I don't want to cut myself, so let's see how it fits. And bear with me, this is my first time ever doing this, so. Now I can smell something. Yeah, my nose doesn't work too well. I'm gonna go ahead and get the fan set up to exhaust that outside. There's a lot of smoke from it. Give me just a second. All right, let's see where we're at. It's got a little bend to it. So we're going to say right there. We need to cut it a little straighter there. There's a little bend right there. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks a lot for watching. Hmm. Now the next problem is these planer blades are just one-sided, so we're going to try to put an edge on the other side too. And this is all freestyle or freehand. I'm sure you could make a jig for it, but this is my first one. For a proof of concept, I'm pretty happy. What's up, Robert? That was the rough stone. Let's use the other side to fine or sharpen it. Thanks, Carrie. Carrie, thanks again. I think you were my #1 supporter last year. Really made a big difference for the channel. Thank you very much. I try a lot, Carrie. I want it to be interesting for everybody. And honestly, I get bored of doing the same thing. So I've had this in my mind, not with the horn, but I've had this in my mind for like 2 years. So let's see if we can get it screwed together. We have to countersink something too, so then we gotta hopefully have some machine screws laying around. I think we do, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah, I can use a whetstone to make it even sharper once it's mounted. Absolutely. Just depends what we're going for, so, yep. Okay, so we need to get those holes to line up. You're not going too crazy with the tap. You can you see the daylight on that? The first one, the top one looks good. I've got a hole through it. This one needs to come over just a little. Hey, oh, come on now. Don't mess with me like that. Come on. Oh, now I've got daylight in both. I don't know if you can see that. So let me, the bad news is the angle of this is going to be out, but whatever. Hey, Antonio, how's it going? I mean, for my first one, I'm pretty excited about this. Let's flip it over to see. It's probably the same. I'd really like it to be straighter on this, you know what I mean? Like that. but the holes, well, that one's still, actually, those still line up pretty well, this one especially. So let me see if I have some machine screws, and then we're going to countersink. See, you got a thicker piece here. We're going to do the countersink on this side and see if we can get it to work. I don't know. Honestly, you've got a countersink on both, so. Or, it makes me wonder. Have you got, I don't know if they do it or not. Hey, for my first one, who cares? This is more of a proof of concept. It might be working. So let's find some machine screws. Let me dig around. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Plenty of nuts. Where are all the machine screws? I've got a couple of machine screws, left from drawer mounts. Or drawer pulls. Let's see if these nuts will actually fit it. That looks like it will. Dang, these are so long. Hoo-hoo, they work. Oh, keep dropping that. All right. Guess we're gonna, there's not a ton of meat for a countersink. So for the first one, I don't even know if these will go all the way through. Let's see. Oh, come on, dude. You know you want to. Get in there, man. Come on, baby. Little persuasion. What's up? Oh, man, it barely fit. Check it out. I think I'm going to turn part of this live into a video because this is pretty neat. Oh, I don't know if this one's going to be long enough or not. Oh, man, it's so close. So close. Come on. Say it with me, guys. Persuade her. Persuade her. Oh, yeah. Well, crap, dude. All right. They both fit. This one doesn't have any extra thread. So we definitely are going to have to countersink. So let's head back over to, let me find another bit. All right, let's head over to the vise again. Plywood, what's up, buddy? Check out my cool little deer antler knife with a planer blade. Hey, man, we're having fun in the shop today. Oh, sorry, I got to wiggle around a bunch of projects. All right. We're going to try to countersink here. We can't go too deep. We don't have... There's not a huge amount of wiggle room. And unfortunately, I don't think we can countersink. I'm trying to think how we could do this. We might try to countersink just a little over here. Maybe. And by the way, I just got these Milwaukee a couple of weeks ago. Oh my gosh. My buddy has a set. I love them. They're the M12 Fuel. So they're super small and light. It's really nice. And they're super powerful. Really loving it. So, oh man, that's gonna drift all over the place. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and switch to a different bit. That Forstner bit's not gonna work. How you doing, Plywood? What do you have going on today? Ooh, Billy. Dang it, Billy. You know what? I do. I forgot about that. I made a handle for a blade. My dad passed away like 7.5 years ago, and my youngest son picked out a blade, and we made a handle for it. So I do have some brass pins. I forgot all about that. Thank you for mentioning it. Now, the problem is, Billy, the holes in this are much larger than the brass pins I have. I have really small, like 16th or 1/8 inch, and that hole's bigger, so it wouldn't work. But that's a great idea. And the holes are oblong, so it's kind of a, I really do kind of need to do this, I think. Oh, not so much. Come on, baby. Oh, not so much. Come on now. Makes you nervous. You start hearing that cracking, crack-a-lacking. But that's pretty good. You know, I should have just got my, That's decent. Let's flip it over and do the same thing. Except I'm going to go grab a different bit. Yeah, I'm going to grab a different bit. I've got an actual countersink bit. Somewhere. Now, guys, unfortunately, oh, that's a good idea, Ray. How are you doing, Ray Silva? Here, I just grabbed a countersink bit. Sorry, guys. Someone on the live a few days ago said stop humming. That's just how I roll. So if you hear me humming every once in a while, that's just me. So. I don't want to break it. I'm going to clean this one up a little bit. Just have that little. Should have used that bit to start with. But honestly, what I need is, we're going to use what I've got. Let me look one more time. I think I'm good, though, for what I'm doing. If I have that other style, like all I've got are these straight through. This is what I have. But if I had the, I forget what they're called, where they're V-shaped, they would fit in there a little better. But for this proof of concept, man, the true test is coming up, guys. If I cut something with it, I'm going to be ecstatic. And, yeah. I don't care if it's clunky right now. This is really just a proof of concept. And I don't have a sharp blade protruding because we use that slow speed grinder. I was hoping that would work like that, but it did. All right, so we're going to tighten that slightly. All right, everybody, where are you watching from? I'm in Oklahoma. Where you guys at? One more time. Roll call. Ouch. Whoa, man, about sliced my leg. You see that? Good God. Sorry. I mean, it's just like working on the lathe. Something's gonna fly around. Plywood's in Ohio. All right. Leroy, what's up, man? Humboldt County, California. Wisconsin. Hey, Patterson, how are you doing? Appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm in Oklahoma. Don't hold that against me. Oh, man. I do not own a pair of cowboy boots. I do have a little bit of accent, but, you know, whatever. Okay, so if this works, I'm going to go to the store and get those screws that sink in a little bit. And honestly, I could trim these down, these bolts, slightly. Not much, though. I mean, you know what? Who cares, right? I'm holding it. It's a nice fit. I'm just having a good time. It's pretty fun. Because this has been now look at this. Check it out. All right. It's got a little guard, you know. Scotland. What's up, Gordon? Billy's in North Carolina. All right, so good news. I don't have any sharp edges here trying to cut me. But this is how I envisioned holding it, was like this. I don't know. Let's go cut something. Well, actually, let's try to cut a piece of paper. Hold on. Hey, for the third one, it's not too bad. Come on, Billy. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, if I would have done it differently, I would have centered this a little better because I don't like how it's off. You know, it should be a little more straight. I kind of like holding it like that. I've got big hands, but either way, kind of, you know. Hey, Liliana. So let's try to cut something, and then we might have to get out the whetstone. So let's try to whittle something. Hold on. Do we have anything to whittle? Let's see. We'll try to whittle, then we will, let's see. Back over at the lathe. No idea what this is. Oh, that's kiln dried curpow. Okay. It doesn't cut worth crap. Okay. All right. Doesn't cut worth crap. So, time to take it over to the stone. Definitely have to sharpen it. Yeah, like a punch knife. What's up, DJ? Honestly, though, I'm pretty excited that it worked. I mean, that I was able to put it together. Refining the blade is a whole different thing, but that's pretty exciting to be able to reuse old planer blades, you know? So let's see. What can we whittle when you are in a garage full of wood? I know, Carrie. I have a plethora of wood to choose from. I'm spoiled that way. Let me get some of this stuff out of here. Oh. Just get some of this junk out of the way. Yeah, I'm very blessed. When I build projects for customers and I have extra wood left over, I get to keep the scraps. So I have lots of scrap wood. We'll start out with the coarse, which is the largest. Put some oil on that. You know what I should do? I've seen a lot of people on YouTube. They use their Harbor Freight. They use their Harbor Freight 1-inch sander to use with knife making. I've got one of those sanders, so might have to bust that out. It's getting a little bit of an edge. So I got that one and that one. All right, let's see if it's any better cutting anything. Hey, you see it, Carrie? All right, let's try to whittle a piece of wood again. Because before it wouldn't whittle at all. Let's see if it does any better. Not really, dude. Like, I must not have those. I must not have the edges meeting up well or something, because. No, let's flip it over. That one's grabbing a little bit. Nah. So I've got to work on my sharpening technique. I think when I ground both sides, they're not meeting in an actual. So I might refine it on my sander, but it won't be today. But, all right, now we got to treat it like a punch knife. If it didn't work like that, we've got to be able to punch something. All right, let's punch knife it. Let's shank a cardboard box. Now that works great. It punches through, no problem at all. So punch knife, yes. Whittling, cutting, not so much yet. So I'm gonna have to do that a little better. So let's get back on the lathe. You guys want to make something else? I have about half an hour. How about we make a few spinning tops? You guys up for that? Had fun making this out of reclaimed planer blade. Offline, I'm going to refine the blade a little bit. Pretty cool. Billy, what are you doing today, man? Well, good. Like to take a second out today and thank today's sponsor, Brad with turningblanks.net. He's the one who provided me with these boxes of wood, including this maple. He's got some great turning products, some exotic blanks as well as domestic. If you look at my YouTube channel, you'll see a 5% discount code. And that helps support the channel, so appreciate you guys. So maple is great straight grained, so it's really good for spinning tops. We're gonna make a few more. I made a couple yesterday. Ooh, that does not look centered. Let's get that up there. That's a little better. Oh, hello. Let's switch over here to the spindle gouge. That's what I'll use mostly to do this. Oh, that's a little wobbly, isn't it? Oh, that's loose in the chuck. Duh. Maybe it's time to tighten that. What do you think? Oh, come on, man. Let's see if it'll fit in my other chuck. This chuck is not the strongest for square stock. That's as wide as these go. No, that's not going to fit. So that's the best I've got, man. Let's crank it down, see if we can do our heavy shaping before we spin it off. What's a carving bar? Is that kind of like a tool rest for carvers? It's kind of what it makes me think of. I have no idea if that's accurate or not. It's a weird angle. Trying to work around this camera. Oh, what kind of wood did you get from Bear? Oh, hello there. Knocked it a little off center. Let's correct that. See if that's any better. There we go. Hey, what's up, Eugenio? Yeah, it's just some maple, but I like it. Oh, sorry, you were talking to Susanna. Or Suzanne. Let's go test this one out. All right, let's go test it out. Here's what we made earlier on the live out of a reclaimed planer blade. For a proof of concept, I'm pretty happy. That spins very true. That's spinning very well. Yeah, that's spinning great. Let's make one more. I've got time for one or two more. At the 2-hour mark, we're going to call it good. Appreciate you guys being here. We're going to switch the chuck so we can get a better grip. There we go. Here's another sponsor of the channel. These black tools are from Find Buy Tool. I've been very happy with these cryo turning tools. I've also got a discount code for those if you're interested. Thanks, Suzanne. Sounds like you got some great wood. to work with. It's a little loose. Man, you gotta really take some gentle cuts. Definitely. I knocked it out of square. Let's square that back up. I bet you are. That's awesome. See if we can true that end up. I guess we're going to try it with our hollowing tool, see if we can do it. That's working pretty well. Hello, hello, welcome in everybody. Thanks for hitting that like button. All right, let's sand this up and see what it does for us. Ooh, that's hot. I got it going fast. All right, let's part it off. See what we got. Where's my parting tool? It's buried. All right, let's go test it out. Let's see if it does any better than that other one. Ooh, that's spinning well. Well, they both did great. That second one, I think, is just a little better. A little more even. Little mushroom. All right, guys. We made a couple of those on the live, and today we also made this Antler knife out of reclaimed planer blades. We can refine it a little better on the next one, but for my first one, I'm pretty happy. More bestest. Thanks, Plywood. All right, 155 likes. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. You know, guys, it's meant a lot to me this last year getting to know a lot of you. Anytime you watch my video, like or comment, it helps me and helps the channel. I really appreciate you guys. Hopefully I can return the favor. So, pretty cool. Pretty happy with it. I've just got to make the blade better for this one. For the next one, I'll do some things differently. But, yeah. Thanks, Suzanne. Talk to you guys later. We're at the 2-hour mark now. Suzanne, I've got a couple of big chunks up here of cedar I'm going to be carving eventually, but I'll be carving a big bowl, I think. So, hope you guys have a good one. This is Steve with My Honey's Handmade. Check me out this weekend. I've got a new video on building a dog toy tower on Etsy. They made over $30,000 in profit. So maybe you could buy a car with it. Who knows? Yeah, I love how cedar smells. Thank you, Suzanne. So yeah, check my video. Look for my video this weekend. If you can, go in there and turn on notifications. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Plywood, 9 months, a member of my channel. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good one. Appreciate you, Plywood.